I rely very heavily on biblical scholar Jimmy Dunn, and this actually goes back to something that I mentioned before. He says that we can't make a sharp distinction between Greek thinking and Hebraic because they've been jumbling together for 200-300 years, and there's no consistency among thinkers on either side. But he says, very, very roughly, we can say that Greek thinkers were interested in what are the essential parts of a human being, whereas Hebraic thinkers were interested in what are the essential relationships, dimensions, aspects of humanness. So rationality, emotionality, especially relations to other people, and so forth. And so I believe that if I were well enough trained in biblical studies, I'd be able to take every instance of the use of the word soul and show that it could be understood aspectively rather than substantively.
Okay, and you mentioned particularly Old Testament uses of nephesh in your chapter as well.
And you know, Jesus would have been speaking Aramaic, and I had to ask Joel Green what the Aramaic word for soul, that was translated soul, and he had to look it up. It's, I believe it's nafsha.
Okay.
In Arabic, it's nafs. And so in this whole Semitic collection of languages, there would be a sort of common consensus on how these words function. At least there was back then. There isn't anymore. And if you look at the King James Bible, you find soul all over the place. If you look at the NIV, the number of times soul is used drops significantly. And if you look at Jesus, more than Paul, Jesus scarcely ever uses the word soul. And I believe you could take him to be using it aspectively. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and mind and soul and strength. And we know heart doesn't mean a thing. It's used metaphorically. Strength obviously isn't a thing of any sort. And so at least two of the terms there are obviously have to be given aspective readings.
Is Paul more difficult?
Yeah, because he's, well, I just think he's more confusing thinker than Jesus in the first place. And then he's trying to write letters at the same time that address both the Greekish and the Hebrewish kinds of thinkers in the churches.
So when Paul says,